Hello, good morning everyone. So this is part 3 on how to prepare sole proprietor's income tax for 2021. So let's start. Our topic today is more on sole proprietorship. So when we say sole proprietorship, it means only one person will take a risk and chance to open a business with the intention of earning income once started the operation of the business. Taxation for sole proprietorship is considered the same with the withholding tax for employees. Hence, there is an option to either use withholding tax or 8% outright tax. So it's the sole proprietor's choice to use one of them when taxing the income tax. As for BIR, there are two taxes to be considered. First one is what we know as the income tax and the business tax. So when we say income tax for sole proprietors, they are usually paid based on the ending net profit, while business tax are usually computed based on the sole proprietor's net sales. For the income taxation, when you are using 8% outright tax, you disregard the expenses made. What you need is to focus only on how much is the net sales or net revenue. Formula will be net sales times 8%. While the withholding tax for sole proprietors, computation is just like how withholding tax is computed, but you need to compute first the result on the operating income before getting the actual tax of the sole proprietor. So this is the computation or the formula for the withholding tax of sole proprietor. So if it is a merchandising, then you need to prepare first the income statement of a merchandise business. First, you have sales, and then you deduct all the cost of sales in order to arrive the gross profit. Then deduct all the operating expenses. So when we say operating expenses, it is the admin and selling expense. So that's the total operating expenses. And the end result will be the operating income. So this operating income will be your basis on how you will compute your tax later. Okay? So if the business is a service business, then what you need to prepare is a service income or revenue, and then you deduct all the operating expenses in order to get the operating income. So that's the first part of computation. The second part is the gross compensation income is the operating income that you computed, and then you add other income. It is the same with the employees withholding tax. If there is another income, then you add it here, and if there is not, then you put 0. So add the two will be your total compensation income, and then less government contribution. This is allowable for the sole proprietor and partnership business. So you can also deduct the government contribution, especially if the owner also declare her contribution to SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-Ibig. And then allowable deduction is also given, maximum of 90,000. For example, the owner gave an allowance of at least 2,000 a month for the assistant. So she can put also allowable deduction here, which is 2,000 times 12 months. So it can be 24,000. Okay? So it's based upon the needs of the owner or the sole proprietor. Okay? So from the total compensation income less the government contribution, and then you also deduct the allowable deduction in order to arrive at the net taxable income. So whatever it is, the net taxable income will be your basis to produce an annual tax or progressive income tax. So you can see your withholding tax table here, and then the monthly tax wherein you can get it by means of dividing the annual tax to 12 months. Okay. So when we say business taxation, it is divided into percentage tax and value-added tax. So let's start with the percentage tax. So you disregard the expenses made. You only need to focus on how much is the net sales or net revenue. So formula is net sales times 3%. But you can only use this percentage tax when your business is not exceeding 3 million or you are considered as a non-VAT business. So what you need to apply for the business tax is only the percentage tax of 3%. And then the value-added tax. So we will tackle this on our next module on how to compute the value-added tax and what are the considerations. Okay, so again, this is the basis, the same basis that we have on the computation of either withholding tax for employee, professional tax, and then now it can also be used by the sole proprietor. So this is the same table that we discussed. And then I will give you an example. So this is a sample computation for sole proprietorship. So ABC Trading had an annual sales of 700,000 and expenses of 268,000. As part of her advocacy to the government, she pays the government contribution, stating that she covered 25,000 income per month. So compute the necessary statement needed. So the statement is not discussing any computation. So what you need to do is to compute the withholding tax table. So this will be the computation. So you have your annual sales of 700,000 minus the expenses of 268. So your operating income is 432,000. So this operating income will be the basis of your gross compensation income when you compute your tax. Okay? And then the government contribution, it says here that she intends to contribute 25,000 per month. So SSS, so if we will take a look on the table of the SSS, 25,000 is maximum. So it's 1125 a month for the employee. And then PhilHealth, which can be computed by means of multiplying it by 3.5%. So we have 25,000 times 3.5% divided by 2. So we have 437.50. For the Pag-Ibig, so it's 100 because whether your salary is a minimum or maximum, still you are considered to contribute only 100 pesos. Okay, so you add the 3, SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-Ibig. So the monthly contribution is 166,250 multiplied by 12 in order to get the yearly contribution or the yearly government contribution of 19,950. So let's go with the second computation. So the gross compensation income is the same with the operating income gathered by ABC Trading. So here is 432,000. There is no additional income based on the problem, so it's 0. So 432 plus 0 is equals to 432 less the government contribution of 19,950, the one that we gathered a while ago for getting the SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-Ibig. And then allowable deduction is 0 since other income is 0. So we have now the taxable income of 432,000 minus 9950. So we have 412,050 for our taxable income. So our annual tax now is based on the third table. So we have 400,000 is equals to 30,000, while the remaining should be multiplied by 25%. So 12,050 times 25%. So we have 3,1250 plus 30,000. So the progressive tax or the annual tax is 33,001.50. So if you decide to compute it into monthly, then ABC Trading will pay 2,751.04 a month for the tax. So this computation, this annual computation is what we call as the income tax for the sole proprietor. While the percentage tax that we need to compute is what we know as the business tax. So sales times 3% or 700,000 times 3%. So we have to pay 21,000 for the percentage tax. So, if you are asking how much will be paid to the BIR, then you are going to pay 33,001,250 and 21,000 yearly. Okay? So, second example is the same scenario, ABC trading also, but the necessary requirement now is using an 8% outright tax and percentage tax. So here, she says that instead of computing the withholding tax, she would like to use the 8% outright tax. Okay, so this one is the computation. So it's very simple. You just multiply the 700,000, the sales, times the 8% outright tax, which she used. So, the annual tax of her is 56,000 a year, or the progressive income tax. And then the business tax, or the percentage tax, because the business is not earning as much as 3 million, so we are using only the percentage tax here. So, 700,000 times 3% is equal to 21,000. But, if you just take a look on the annual tax, which is 56,000 for the 8% outright tax, and by using this one, by using the withholding tax table, it's obvious that you pay more on using 8% outright tax. So it's your prerogative if you are the businessman. So it's your prerogative on either using the 8% outright tax or withholding tax table. But if you use it once, then you will use it for the rest of your business. So you choose first before you apply one of those computations. Okay? So I'm just hoping that you understand our module for sole proprietorship. So we have another part 4, which is the partnership, but we will discuss it on our other video. Okay, so again, this is Mam Ching, and hope you understand our lesson for today. Bye-bye.